I sparred Bivol countless of times from 19 to 22. I sparred all of them. And I've got the better of every single one of these
Wait
fighters.
a second, I gotta stop you there. Dropping Bivol with a jab? Don't, did that happen? Don't start.
So I'm gonna tell you the truth that happened. Nobody got dropped with the jab, but what happened, me and Bivol, we had a lot of great sparring sessions. This was the last sparring session we had. And I'm gonna say for this, and if Bivol says I'm a liar, he can come correct me. In the last round, we did 4 rounds. I'd caught him on the ropes, and I let a combination go. I let like a 20-piece combination go. Until the round ended, when I walked away, his legs wobbled, and he went back to his corner and said, we don't want
You know, spar, it's very different than a fight. I have a lot of sparrings when I wasn't good, when I was good. I'm not seeing on the sparrings, it's like on the fight. I'm checking, I'm just trying to do something, you know. I just have some mission for one sparring and I try to do it. They need to prove it, they need to earn belts, then we will say. We have rules. You have belts, you are buying 1 round, you couldn't do it. Another round, you try to do this, it couldn't. On the 3rd round, you can do it once only, and you feel like you win this.
Dmitry Bivol has responded firmly after David Benavidez claimed a sparring knockdown, denying the story and adding new tension to their growing rivalry. Despite praising Benavidez's willingness to face him, Bivol firmly denied the sparring claims, saying the story being spread is simply not true.
Yeah, we had a couple of sparrings. I remember it was some of good moments from my side, some good moments from his side. But you know, it's sparring. Sparring, it's...
Taunting Benavidez, Bivol dismissed any idea of being dominated, saying Benavidez had some success in rounds, but his coach's guidance is being exaggerated into misleading claims.
You do some things which coach told you. You should do this and this, and you are trying 1 round. You couldn't do it. Another round, you try to do this. It couldn't. On the 3rd round, you can do it once only, and you feel like you win this sparring because you did what your coach asked you, you know. And in the fight, of course, it's different. In the fight, they ask you to do something. You will not waste your time if it's not good. You will try to do another things, another. And sparring is...
On the other hand, Benavidez stands by his claims, insisting he has proof, saying he rocked Bivol with a 20-punch combination and that Churchill Boxing Gym holds the footage.
We did 4 rounds. I'd caught him on the ropes, and I let a combination go. I let like a 20-piece combination go. Until the round ended, when I walked away, his legs wobbled, and he went back to his corner and said, we don't want no more. And I'm not gonna say it was easy, because that dude is super good. But that just shows you what level I'm at. And what was that gym called that we sparred at? Bob, what was that gym called? Churchill. If anybody says I'm a liar, they can go get the footage from Churchill Boxing that we did that. I don't gotta lie for nobody, especially...
As Benavidez pushes Churchill Gym for proof, owner Peterberg delivers a reality check, saying it was Bivol who dropped Benavidez, backing Bivol's version of events.
Probably the greatest light heavyweight fight of all time. Incredible.
Bivol trains in our gym, by the way.
Does he really?
Churchill Boxing. The hardest punch I've ever seen anyone throw in my life was in our gym. David Benavidez was sparring Bivol.
Whoa.
And David Benavidez is a great fighter, but Bivol caught him and dropped him with the jab in sparring.
Whoa.
In sparring. Bivol, incredible fighter.
Amazing.
He's
So
an
is
example.
Benavidez,
So
by the
they
way.
both are. Those are actually 2 guys that I feel like could do it right. But just having so much trouble getting the recognition that they deserve. I mean, Bivol
Benavidez has been chasing Canelo forever.
won't fight him.
Yeah.
Benavidez firing shots and back-to-back claims of hurting Bivol have definitely energized Bivol's team. The fight Benavidez has been demanding may finally be edging closer to reality. After the IBA shared comments from Bivol's trainer, Gennady Mashinov, who suggested the matchup is needed to shut down the talk and settle everything in the ring, he stated, "My personal goal right now is this guy Benavidez, who let us just say talks a lot. We will see what he is really made of. I would like him to stop running his mouth. For that to happen, someone has to get in the ring with him and shut it for good." While the Benavidez vs Bivol clash remains firmly on the radar, Turki Alalshik is now also pushing a massive crossover idea involving Alexander Usyk vs Benavidez. As discussions heat up, Greg Hackett weighs in with a striking take, arguing that the matchup is a step too far, not for Benavidez, but for Usyk, suggesting the heavyweight challenge could be a completely different level entirely. Hackett further explains that Benavidez's pressure and volume could create serious problems, but stepping up against an elite mover like Usyk would test timing, patience, and control in ways few fighters ever experience.
Realistic because Usyk knows that's the type of fight he gotta go to a different place for. Where he at in his mind, where he fighting a Muay Thai fighter or a kickboxer, I'm trying to get this money and I'm trying to have fun while I'm going. I ain't trying to be in the wars right now. Benavidez is on a war path. You know what I'm saying? He's looking for anything that look like he can catch fire. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think we see the fight. It's a lot for Usyk right now. It's a lot to lose. I think it's just a thing of our imagination.
While many believe the idea goes too far, and even Benavidez himself has shown hesitation about facing Usyk at this stage, the debate over whether the fight would actually be competitive continues to grow. Greg Hackett remains firm in his belief that it would still be a live contest, pointing to Usyk's experience against bigger opponents like Tyson Fury, while arguing that Benavidez brings a pace and speed advantage that could flip the usual heavyweight expectations and make the matchup far more unpredictable than it first appears.
The advantage that Usyk had against Fury, Benavidez has against Usyk. The speed. That's why it's not too far-fetched, but I don't think this will happen. But that's why it's not too far-fetched as far as Benavidez's mind. Benavidez feel like I can beat him. That's all it takes sometimes. The weight, not an issue. As far as making weight, I mean.
Since his dominant knockout win over Gilberto Ramirez, Benavidez has intensified his push for a major clash with Bivol for the undisputed light heavyweight crown. A fight that has lingered in talks for years now appears closer to reality, with Eddie Hearn suggesting discussions are actively moving behind the scenes, keeping Bivol vs Benavidez firmly in play for a potential late 2026 showdown. He stated, "We have been speaking to Lewis and PBC. We like Bivol vs Benavidez. I think it is a big fight. Obviously Bivol has his fight May 30th and Dmitry is going to want to be in big fights. He is not going to want to fight guys like Eifert, who is a mandatory. He wants to be in the big fights. And I think Bivol vs Benavidez is the fight to make." Bivol's future is becoming clearer as uncertainty around a potential trilogy with Beterbiev continues to linger. Instead, attention is now shifting toward a major showdown with Benavidez, who is widely seen as one of the biggest threats in the light heavyweight division. After his dominant win over Ramirez, Benavidez has built serious momentum, while Beterbiev's recent inactivity has only pushed him further out of the immediate picture.
Want to see a trilogy, or would you rather just see the Benavidez?
I'd rather see the Benavidez. I mean, Beterbiev deserve a trilogy technically, because of the first fight. I thought Bivol won the first fight too.
Yeah, I did too.
But me, I think that Benavidez and Bivol is another fight that is one of the biggest and best fights in the sport of boxing. I don't know if it's the biggest, but one of the best as far as like competitive wise.
Who you got in there? That's a hard fight. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm leaning towards Bivol, but I know like it would be tough with Benavidez.
The center of the situation is Benavidez's WBC title, the only major belt not currently held by Bivol. That title was vacated in 2025 after Bivol was unable to meet a mandatory order due to injury, leaving Benavidez in position to elevate his status and strengthen his claim for a unification clash that fans have been waiting on.
75 though, if that's what he wants, to just defend his light heavyweight titles?
Yeah, I mean, I can still get to 175. The thing about is that if I do end up fighting him, it's probably not going to be until like the end of the year. Or, it won't be in September. But if I get to work now, I could get down to that weight, and that's exactly what I'm planning. Planning to do. I'm planning already to get to work. because I know what's next after this, you know what I mean? So I know I have to be 100% ready, just like I tell you guys, I trained 5 months. So if I'm going against Dmitry Bivol, I'm getting to work like probably next week. You know, I brought my family to vacation.
Meanwhile, Beterbiev's role in the division has started to fade from focus. Although still highly ranked by both the WBC and WBA, his withdrawal from scheduled action and long stretches of inactivity have shifted momentum away from him, leaving the light heavyweight picture increasingly centered on a possible Bivol versus Benavidez showdown.
With Benavidez and Bivol pseudo-agreeing to fighting for Undisputed in Saudi Arabia, Benavidez versus Callum Smith is very, very important. Do y'all know Callum Smith? Do you guys know how he looks at light heavyweight? Callum Smith is long, rangy, can box very fantastically, great defense with power out the angles. And let me tell you something, Benavidez hasn't been looking good. Don't be shocked if Callum Smith knocks him out. I'm going to put money on.
In the mix comes Callum Smith, who has also been promised a long-awaited shot at Dmitry Bivol after his impressive knockout win over David Benavidez. Smith's rise has kept him firmly in the title conversation, earning support not only from the WBC, but also from Eddie Hearn, who sees him as a serious contender in the division. However, with the spotlight now shifting toward Benavidez and the unification talks heating up, Smith's dream fight still depends on how the bigger title picture unfolds in the months ahead.
David Morrell, then it is mega fights only.
I mean, it's mandatory for Dmitry Bivol, and who knows what's going to happen with that championship as well. And that's all Callum wants, is the big fights. He had chances to fight maybe a smaller fight, but he doesn't want it. He wants to be in the big fights. And Morrell's a serious fighter. They've both been out of the ring for a while now. Callum a little bit longer. He's been nice and patient, but like I said, I think it's worked out well, because to get this big fight in Liverpool, sometimes that can be the edge to getting a victory in a tough fight like this. And I expect a brilliant matchup, and we win this one, and then on to the world.
While Smith wants his longtime dream fight with Bivol, Carl Froch is pushing for a showdown between Smith and Benavidez. Carl Froch reflected on Callum Smith's performance against Joshua Buatsi as a tough, high-intensity battle where both fighters stood their ground and exchanged heavy shots throughout. He described it as a fight that felt close and physical from start to finish, with sharp counterpunching and moments where Smith's left hook clearly made an impact. Froch noted that Smith had to dig deep, even dealing with damage and pressure at points in the fight, but still managed to stay composed and finish strongly when it mattered most. In his view, the experience at world level played a key role, helping Smith edge a competitive contest. Froch felt the decision was fair and now shifted focus to what comes next for Smith, suggesting a potential clash with Benavidez as a natural step forward.
It was counter-punching, landing that good counter-crisp left hook. I've tasted that a few times off Callum Smith, let me tell you, in sparring. It's a good counter left, and he hurt Joshua Buatsi a couple of times with that. But Buatsi had his moments, it ebbed and flowed. Callum Smith was hurt, walking back to his corner sometimes, blood pouring down his face, blinded in one eye, shaking his head, but he finished strong, Callum Smith. I think the experience at world level really did show through for Smith, and he got the job done, and his hand was held at the end. I think the right man won. It was a close fight, but it was unanimous. All three judges had it for Callum Smith to win the fight, and now I just got to think to myself, what next for Callum Smith? So what is next? I mean, I'd like to see him fight David Benavidez.
Despite the ongoing debate around the sparring claims between Benavidez and Bivol, one thing that remains clear is Benavidez's rising Mexican monster reputation. Longtime partner Gabriel Rosado has shared insight into his mentality, describing him as someone who always carried a fighter's instinct to go for the finish. Rosado recalled their early training days in Phoenix and how Benavidez's intensity only grew over time, adding that even in later camps, that aggressive mindset never changed, shaping the ruthless style fans see today.
I know Benavidez since he was like 15, and when I used to do training camps in Phoenix.
Did you ever spar him?
Yeah, he was. So the crazy thing is, I didn't even know it was him.
Was it at the time he was chubby? Yeah,
a little bit. But, you know what I mean? He was like getting into his own, and we would spar, man. And then it's crazy. I ran into him in Vegas like a couple years ago, and he like came up to me. He's like, "Yo, remember? Oh, snaps, bro, what's up?" You know what I mean? And it was crazy. And then we ended up doing a camp again when I fought Munguia. And I forget who he fought, but we fought the same night.
Okay.
Just on different networks. So I think Benavidez, man, he just got that mentality.
And with tensions rising between Benavidez and Bivol, plus new voices stepping in to back both sides, this rivalry is only getting louder. Whether it leads to a full unification clash or more heated back and forth, the light heavyweight division is shifting fast. And every update is adding more fuel to the fire.